You often hear me say that I'm a student of life. I love to learn, I love to reflect on my learnings, and I love to share my learnings with people. And so, in today's video, I've shared with you 5 lessons I wish I learned earlier. Let's go. Lesson one: experiment, try new things, and take more chances on yourself. By far, one of my most asked questions is Bukola, how do I find my purpose? Bukola, how do I find my niche? Bukola, how do I know what I should be doing? And I find this question so fragile, especially because I don't think there's one way to go about anything. Neither do I think there's one approach to take to find a thing like a purpose. However, the thing that's worked for me and which I've found to have worked for a lot of the people that I admire is simply embracing the beauty of experimentation and taking action by trying things out. What I see a lot of people get wrong is sitting in the illusion of finding clarity. And I would usually hear, once I have more clarity, I will take action and I'll try things out, forgetting that clarity only comes after an action has actually been taken. When I look back and reflect on my journey, I realized that my entire growth process, which has been a combination of the dualities of my successes as well as my failures, which I consider as my learning opportunities, and the wisdom from the experience and the exposure that I've gained has been anchored on just one thing, which is my ability, my insane ability to try things out. And Kwame, I know you're already telling yourself that what if I try and take action and I fail? Won't that be very embarrassing? And the truth is, you're probably going to fail. The chances that you'll fail is very high on the hierarchy. You will most times fail on things that you do than you will succeed on these things. But the truth is, if you don't try these things out, you'll never know. And many times, what I found as a consolation is the fact that behind many of the success messages that you would hear from people on LinkedIn about getting jobs, or on Instagram about being engaged, or on several other platforms, behind all of these successes, there's a series of failures that nobody's talking about. I don't know why we don't talk about failures as much, but nobody really talks about the failures. So embrace experimentation, and your clarity will come by trying things out. Lesson two: ask. There's this quote by Oprah Winfrey that goes like this: you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. And as simple as this quote sounds, its real world impact is extremely unquantifiable. Here is a story that was told to me by my friend who manages a team of people. And there are these two people on his team, and they are both equally great at what they do. Now, they were heading towards the end of the year, and the end of the year is the time where you would have conversations around promotions, bonuses, raises, and all of that jazz. And in most cases, you who is looking to get promoted would need to ask your manager to put you up for promotion so that they can prepare a case for you and present it to the promotion board. Now, one of the two people that I mentioned earlier, one of the two people that he manages, reached out to him and said, you know what, I would like to be put up for a promotion. Here are the things that I have done, and it would be great to be considered for this. Whilst the other one said nothing. Now, based on the information that he had, he made a case for promotion for this person, and this got promoted. This other person felt grumpy and was a bit taken aback that she was not promoted, and reached out to him to complain and air grievance on not being promoted. And he was like, you didn't ask. You didn't ask for a promotion. If you had asked for a promotion, you would have gotten a promotion. This other person asked for the promotion, and that was why he got it. So now that I know that this is something that you're interested in the next promotion circle, I'll make a case for you. Ask. Lesson three: quitting is also for winners. As counterintuitive as this may sound, the ability to know when to quit is an invaluable skill that a lot of people don't have. We grew up learning that we need to keep pushing, we need to continue on the path that we started, we need to stay on course. And while persistence is very important on our growth journey, it seems to me like certain times a lot of us take it to a whole new extreme. We stay in jobs that no longer fulfill us, we stay in relationships that break our spirits, we cling onto paths that are now meaningless, and many more of these scenarios that I'm sure you probably can relate to as well. Sometimes to start something beautiful, you need to quit a current reality. And this takes me back to my final year at university. At the time, I had gotten this amazing job opportunity to intern at Bank of America. And it also coincided with the time that I should be preparing to go to law school. Now, this was a big conundrum on whether I should go with the internship at Bank of America or go to law school. And so when I presented this to people, a lot of the advice I got was towards towing the line of going to law school and forfeiting the internship at Bank of America. And when I asked the reason for the advice on going to law school, the answers would usually be about how I have already started my undergraduates at the University of Lagos in law, and I have completed that. It only made sense for me to go on to law school and complete that as well. Whatever I want to do after then, I can always take it on. But in this time, just go to law school. I did not take that advice. I forfeited law school and went on to do my internship at Bank of America, converted that to a full-time offer, and moved across to the UK, and the rest is history. And so I quit the path of law school and embraced the beauty of an internship at Bank of America. And in hindsight, this has probably been one of the best decisions that I have made. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain things that require effort, and you cannot quit the moment you experience any form of discomfort. I found this beautiful framework online by Stephen Bartlett, a UK businessman, on how to quit. So it's a quitting framework that I think would help anyone who is currently at that place on deciding whether or not to stay on a particular course or to actually quit. Now, let's go to the framework. Now, the first question you ask yourself is, are you thinking about quitting? If the answer is yes, you move on to the next question. Now, why are you thinking about quitting? The answer might be, it's just hard or it sucks. Now, let's zoom in on it's just hard. The next question you ask yourself is the challenge worth the potential reward? If the challenge is worth the potential reward, then you don't quit. But if it's not worth the potential reward, then you quit. Let me give an example to explain this part. So if you're running a marathon and the marathon is to raise funds for cancer research, you've done 45 minutes of the marathon, you're tired, you seem fagged out, but you know that you can keep pushing. Now, the question you ask yourself before you quit the marathon is the challenge worth the rewards on offer? If raising the funds for the cancer research isn't that what it is to you, then maybe quit, because you won't find fulfillment at the end of the day. But if it's worth the rewards and you know that you can keep pushing yourself to get to the finish line, then do it. If it sucks, the next question you ask yourself is, do you believe you could make it not suck? If the answer is no, then you quit. If the answer is yes, the question is the effort it will take to make it not suck worth it? If it's yes, then don't quit. If it's no, then quit. Again, an example that explains this. You're currently at a job that you think sucks. It's quite hard for you to stand up in the morning to go to the job because everything is just drab. The question you ask yourself is, do you believe you can make it not suck? If you've looked at all of the factors that matters, including what is the long-term benefit for you, is this something that is detrimental to your well-being? All of those questions, do you enjoy it, whatever? If the answer is no, then quit. Now, if you can actually make that job not suck, the next question is the effort you're going to put into making that job not suck worth it? So that means, well, I can make this specific job not suck, but I have other options outside of this that is giving me by far greater benefits, greater bonuses, greater opportunities for growth, greater opportunities for advancement, then quit. But if the effort to making that job not suck is worth it, then don't quit. So this is the framework that Stephen Bartlett has given to help anyone who is going through a dilemma or a conundrum of quitting things. And obviously, I know that this is very mathematical and scientific, and it's just a decision tree that might not be specifically applicable to your own situation. It's important that you think holistically and understand what works best for you. So quitting, just like starting, is also for winners. In fact, it's a human thing. And I think maybe, just maybe, more people need to develop the courage to quit things. As a caveat, don't quit things when you know that you have responsibilities to fulfill. And if your quitting of this thing is going to harm the people around you, is going to harm the responsibilities that you've shouldered, be very sensible about the approach to which you're going to quit, assess your specific situation, and know what best works for you. Lesson 4, there's more beyond grades. Growing up, I was colored with the idea that to achieve success, you need to have academic brilliance and good grades. And so I found myself spending so much time and energy aiming for the best grades possible, to a point where my entire self-worth was then hinged on my ability to perform well academically. Upon completing university and getting into the real world, I was slapped in the face and hit with the epiphany that while grades are amazing, and if you're in the university, you should aim to get good grades, but the reality is grades and academic brilliance is not the only way to achieve success. A study in the New York University found that a high GPA is not only not an indicator of success, it's actually inversely correlated with one of the most important 21st century skills, which is innovation. With the pace of today's world, innovation is becoming by far the most important skill that you can acquire in your arsenal of succeeding at whatever it is that you're doing. And the reality is that our current educational setup of memorizing and regurgitating does not prepare a lot of people for the demands of today's world. When I reflect on the skills that I have mostly relied on today, most of these skills like collaboration, leadership, communication has been hinged on the fact that in my academic years, I leveraged a lot of extracurricular opportunities to build many of these skills. So if you're still in the university, it's great to chase your grades, but at the same time, learn all of these other high value skills that will guarantee you a much more better chance of attaining success in today's world. Lesson 5, throw shame in the bin. Now, shame is that ugly uniform that if you're currently wearing, you need to take off and throw in the bin. It's funny how above our opinions, we place our friends' opinions, strangers on the internet's opinions, and the opinions of colleagues who may not even like us above our opinions. That's wild. In the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a, Mark Manson said, "In my life, I have given a bleep about many people and many things. I've also not given a bleep about many people and many things. And those bleeps I have not given have made all the difference. Now look around you. Most of the people that are killing it at what they do in your school, in your workplace, or on the internet are probably one of the most shameless people you know. Yes. Oh, I am scared of what other people will think. And who are these other people? Okay, so now that you can name them, why do they have this huge control on you to a point where they can dictate what you can and cannot do? And these were the questions that I asked myself. And upon asking myself, I realized that a lot of these questions was just me projecting my thoughts on other people. And a lot of times, this really is an internal work that we need to resolve with ourselves. And only upon resolving this with ourselves can we go on that journey of shamelessness. So stop letting shame hold you back and unleash your fullest self. Show us your work, put yourself out there, do that thing that you want to do. Don't let anyone or anything be the determinant of whether or not you would shine or you will not. So there you have it. These are my 5 lessons that I wish I learned earlier. I hope it helps you on your journey. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.